Welcome to Glow Social Club, the space where powerhouse women come to reclaim their health, their clarity, and their leadership. I'm Jazmine Corona, functional nutritional practitioner and founder of Organically Glow and Glow Social Club. Around here, we don't do one-size-fits-all advice. We translate symptoms into strategy and build the kind of structure that actually sustains you. If you are ready to lead your health, your work, and your life with clarity, confidence, and conviction, you are in the right place. Let's begin. Welcome back to Glow Social Hour. So today we're going to be walking you through a little preview of our Glow Beyond protocol, which we have walked so many women through, from healing anxiety to gut issues to hormonal issues to low energy to fatigue, autoimmunity, all the above, right? And so the common factor here is it is a root cause strategy that is personalized to each client. So that is what's so important. These are women who come to me after working with numerous practitioners in the functional medicine space, in the holistic space, in the Western medicine space. And so these women are frustrated. They're angry. They have not seen the health transformation that they hoped for, that they have been working so hard for. And it's because they are missing something, right? And it's not that they're broken, but it's really about translating symptoms into a strategy that is built for their bodies. So we don't talk about one size fits all trends, protocols, anything like that. It is personalized to what that specific person needs. So let's get real for a minute, okay? You know how to lead, you know how to serve, and you know how to show up for your clients, family, community, and just everybody in between. But the real question that no one is asking you is, do you actually feel held by your own systems? Like, do you actually have a strategy that meets you where you are at? Like, do you have clear mental clarity? Like, do you have mental clarity? Do you have energy? Do you feel grounded in your body and in your business and in your practitioner skills to actually help other clients heal their bodies? And if not, it's not you. You're not broken. You just are operating without a framework. You're operating without a system that actually matches the type of transformation that you want to have and that you want to see your clients have. And so that's going to all change inside of the Leadership Lab. And what's so cool about this framework, because I love it, absolutely, is yes, it gets women transformation, right? So many people have walked through this. They have seen huge shifts and changes in their bodies. But this framework is also available to practitioners and coaches who want to see those same transformations in their clients. And so often we are, we go to school, we get all these different certifications, but we forget that we actually have to implement everything we have learned into an actual framework, right? And so then things just get lost in the sauce and we have no idea where to start, what this client needs, how to even develop a protocol that actually meets them where they're at. So we're going to dive deep into the Glow Beyond protocol. And this is really a system I have built for high capacity women like you who are tired of piecing together wellness advice that wasn't built for your life, your nervous system, or even the level of responsibility. So let's break it down. So phase 1 is all about root cause analysis. Like, we truly want to get clear about why your body is experiencing symptoms, why you are experiencing symptoms. And it really has nothing to do with your body being broken, right? I always say symptoms are signals. Symptoms are really there to communicate to you that, hey, something's missing, there's a gap, I need more support. Like, there's something missing there. And so with the root cause analysis, this first phase, it's all about getting clear about what those symptoms are trying to communicate to you instead of just guessing, right? You're scrolling on TikTok, you're scrolling on Instagram, you're searching through all your notes that you have from these different programs and certifications that you received about what these symptoms mean and how to actually address those symptoms. But really what's missing is the data, is the strategy, on how to actually listen to those symptoms and turn them into a protocol that will actually help these women heal, help you heal, right? And so inside the Leadership Lab, we really focus on running labs. So we love to run functional labs. We love the Dutch test. We love the GI map. And I love functional blood work. By far my favorite piece of data, my favorite tool to run to really understand what is actually going on in someone's body. But more than that, we teach you how to read your symptoms like a system, not a sentence, right? We're not here to be like, oh, this symptom, it matches with this supplement, so let's pair them together. That is literally what Western medicine does. So what we're really focusing on is taking that symptom, understanding what that symptom is trying to say, and then turn that into a strategy, right? And so that's completely different from just matching symptoms to a supplement. This will really help you stop spiraling and really start leading with confidence again once you truly understand the root causes behind your clients or yourself, your symptoms. So this whole 4-phase root cause strategy, the Glow Beyond protocol, is actually open to non-practitioners too. So this is actually something that I have inside of Glow Social Club, inside the Reclamation Path, which is our group container for women, high-performing women who actually want to heal their own bodies, but don't have the actual strategy or the resources to do so. So this really just grabs all that information and it walks you phase by phase on what to do, how to start, how to create your own protocols, and it really makes it simple too. So that is phase 1, the root cause analysis. We actually want to identify what your symptoms are trying to say about your body and what it needs and how to support it, how to start supporting it. So there's even, what's nice is I also provided some basic protocols based off of that. And of course, like, you're going to have to really take the information and learn how to create your own protocol, because again, we don't do any type of one size fits all protocols here. Everything is personalized to what your body specifically needs, and that is the missing piece. No one is personalizing any of this information. Phase 2 is precision nutrition. So you do not need another diet. You don't need a stricter plan. You don't need another restrictive diet. You just need a smarter one. So in this phase, we really focus on building out a nutrition strategy around your biology, around your specific body type, around your bandwidth, right? So I always ask women who I work with one-on-one, with your nutrition, right, we find the gaps first through the root cause analysis, but then once we actually start building out their nutrition plan, I ask them, do you have the capacity to, come up with your own nutrition recipes based off the recommendations that I provide to you? Recommend them going gluten-free for 30 days. Do you want to figure out the recipes, or would you like me to create a nutrition plan that has all the recipes that are gluten-free to make it more easier for you? Some people, they love a nutrition plan, right? They love a plan that tells them what to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, snacks, and everything in between. Some other women, they just want recommendations, like, okay, just tell me if I need to go gluten-free, just tell me if I need to go dairy-free, tell me if there's certain foods that I need to remove, and then they have it their way, right? So I always meet the client where they're at. And also with the nutrition too, we don't just talk about macros, right? We talk about blood sugar regulation. We talk about micronutrients, so vitamins and minerals. We talk about how to actually use food as medicine. So if you have a hormonal imbalance, or if you are dealing with hormone chaos, right? So you have a missing period, you got painful periods, you have acne, right? There's certain foods that you can introduce in order to actually address those symptoms. And then we also talk about meal timing, so what actually works with your nervous system, not against it. And as a practitioner, right, we understand that food isn't just fuel, it's actually a tool to regulate yourself, to actually help our clients excel in their life and their careers, right? Because food is truly medicine. It really is. So it's really a leadership tool too, is what I always like to say. Phase 3 is really focusing on rebuilding foundations. So I like to call these the 4 foundations of functional wellness. And this is where we really rebuild resilience in the body from the ground up. So if you are a practitioner, there are so many different programs, certifications that you can go through, right? But what happens is we forget about the implementation and how this actually translates over to helping clients. And if you are a client, you are getting information from every which way and you're just like, I don't even know where to start. Like, I don't even know what to do to kind of help myself a little bit because they're just so overwhelmed. And so you cannot, number one, scale a business like this without having a regulated body, without having a body that actually works for you. So we really focus on 4 foundations of functional wellness. So these are the 4 foundations that every single person I work with needs support with. So number 1 is cellular hydration. So you can be drinking gallons of water a day, but if you are not adding back in minerals or electrolytes, you're gonna be depleted. Like your body, your cells are not going to absorb that water, and what happens? You just pee like 10 times a day. We also dive a little bit deeper into cellular hydration when we start talking about like the cells, so your mitochondria, how to actually support your cell membranes. So there are like specific supplements, there are specific toxins that we have to get out of the body in order to actually heal that cell membrane and to really start getting those toxins out. That's the first step. We also talk about the nervous system. So the nervous system reset. So again, if you haven't listened to the Hustle and Harmony episode, definitely go talk about that because we do touch on survival, being out of alignment. Same thing here. So with the nervous system reset, it is all about getting out of survival, turning off survival mode and getting into realignment. Feeling nourished, feeling calm, feeling at peace. Because the nervous system, if you're in survival mode, you cannot heal when you're in survival mode. So it's really important to support your nervous system as much as you can. This is really talking about really building resilience against stress. So how do you respond to stress, right? Are you the type of person who, if you're stressed out, you're going to go binge watch Netflix and lay on the couch for 10 hours? Because that is actually me. That is actually me when I'm stressed out. And that's actually my sign that I am stuck in survival mode because I just watched 10 episodes in one day. Like, there is something not right with that. Or are you the person who has to constantly be doing something? Like, you sit down and you feel anxious because you feel like you need to do something. You are stuck in survival mode too. That is actually my partner. He does that. He cannot just sit there. He has to be doing something. And I'm like, that is a sign that you're in survival mode, which he probably hates when I say things like that, but it's fine. So we really have to focus on stress management during that time. Next, we have blood sugar balance. So metabolic health is so important. This is actually something that is becoming more popular. So now we have those glucose monitors that everyone is wearing like on the back of their arm. I actually did this for like 2 weeks where I did measure my glucose levels, so with the little glucometer. And that was actually very, very insightful. I actually saw like if, when I was stressed, my blood sugar would spike. When I ate certain foods, my blood sugar would spike and it wouldn't come down for hours. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am on a blood sugar roller coaster. Like, this explains why I feel so hangry when I skip a meal. Or this is why I feel so shaky and anxious when I skip a meal, right? Your body's not supposed to be like that. Like, your blood sugar, when it's balanced, you feel good for all hours a day. You have no energy crashes. You have no cravings. You feel like mental clarity, so you don't have that brain fog. So blood sugar balancing is super important, and there's so many different strategies that I walk through the nutrition side, lifestyle side, and then of course supplementation, because that is a huge, huge tool that I use in my practice, especially for the women I work with, because the women I work with, they have usually the nutrition on point and they have the lifestyle on point. It's really about bringing in more supplementation to actually address the root causes behind the blood sugar imbalance. And then lastly, we go into gut health and digestion with the 4 foundations of functional wellness. And gut health impacts every single thing in the body, okay? Impacts your nervous system, impacts your brain health, it impacts your immune system, your skin health, it impacts your blood sugar regulation, your hormones. The gut is so important, so important. And then also digestion. So how we're actually breaking down our food and how we're turning those nutrients that we just broken down into fuel, into energy, right? And so gut health and digestion is another thing that we walk through, and it's something that is so important. And these are really like the basics. This is the basics that every single person should know, and it just works. It's not fun. It's not cool. I think it's cool, but for most people, they're just like, no, it's something deeper than that. Actually, these are the 4 things that will actually move the needle in your health. And it's what most high achieving women never get taught. We're not taught any of this because we're just too busy performing through our symptoms. We don't take the time to actually realize that we're experiencing these type of symptoms, right? Because we're so disconnected. We're stuck in survival. And then of course, like so many different programs, so many different practitioner courses, they completely skip the foundations, and then you're just kind of like lost. You're like stuck like way over here in right field when you should be right here, focusing on your foundations. And then the last phase 4, is optimizing detoxification. So I will say this with so much love. If your drainage pathways or your detoxification pathways are blocked, your progress will be too. So you will not see changes in your health if your drainage pathways, if your detoxification pathways are blocked. So what we teach inside of the Leadership Lab and also inside of the Reclamation Path is really the strategy behind detoxification. Because detoxification, when I'm talking about strategic detox, it is not juice cleanses. It is not fasting for 48 hours and just drinking water the whole time. But it's actually optimizing your real systems, your real organ systems that clear inflammation, that clear toxins, that actually get the waste out of your body, right? And so this is really about biological backlog. Okay, so this is your biological backlog. This is your liver. This is your bowel movements. This is your kidneys, your mitochondria. This is your lymphatic system. Like there's so many different detoxification pathways, but those are like the top ones. And so when we figure out with the labs, with symptoms, which one of these systems are congested, then we can actually build a protocol and a strategy based on that, so we can actually start clearing things out the way. So that is basically the 4 phases of the Glow Beyond protocol, and this is really the foundation for everything we build inside the Leadership Lab. And then of course, this is also something that you will walk through if you are a woman who is looking for root cause wellness, like a strategy that actually works. And like I said, it's not a one-size-fits-all detox. It's not a one-size-fits-all protocol. It's not trendy. It's really a practitioner level framework for women who are done trying to lead from depletion and ready to reclaim your energy, your authority, and leadership, because that is what this actually requires. And here's the part that most people miss. You can't lead clients past the places you are still abandoning yourself. So inside the Leadership Lab, what I always say is you're going to learn the method, you're going to live the method, and then you're going to go on and lead the method. So that is so important, because once we actually learn the method and we start implementing these different things into our life changes. we regulate our nervous system, and that's going to actually help us move our business forward. We have the energy to actually move with intention, move with purpose, move with ambition, and achieve our goals. And of course, we are able to actually rewire our health to match our capacity. So you can go on and lead with so much clarity and conviction and confidence, because that's what's so important. So if this is something that you are interested in learning, interested in living or leading, Glow Social Club is definitely the place to be. This isn't just another course. This isn't just another program. The Leadership Lab is for women like you who actually want to heal with clarity and build with integrity. And then if you are on the other side, if you are a client who is looking to heal their bodies with an actual strategy that works, then I definitely recommend you joining Glow Social Club, the Reclamation Path. This is, again, not a program. This is not a course. This is a container for high-performing women who actually want to change their lives, who actually want to heal their bodies. So this is your space. This is your strategy. And this is truly like your reclamation. So you want to reclaim your health, your authority, this is the place. So I'm Jazmine, and thank you for listening. If you guys love this episode, if this is something that, like, I don't know, you had aha moments, definitely drop them in the comments, subscribe. This is something that I'm just so excited about to bring all of this to you guys. So again, let's keep building differently and let's change the world. If today's conversation shifted something inside of you, if it brought you clarity, relief, or a new way to see your health as a leadership tool, I'd love for you to share this with another powerhouse woman in your world. And remember, symptoms aren't the problem, they are the signal. When you start translating them, you stop surviving and you start leading with clarity. I'll see you next time inside Glow Social Hour.